Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Don't ask me about my voice. It's done and gone. Too much activities yesterday. And I have a headache. I have my throat hurts. My legs are killing me. You know how it is. But it was all worth it. I posted the other day and I said when you were 25 it take you five hours to recover or four, and when you are 50 and you party for 4 hours it takes you 25 to recover. Anyway, I'm a little late because yeah, got a slow beginning of the day, kind of a very slow morning. And what is happening here? We're going to have to start again. Sorry, Facebook. Sorry, Facebook. Something's happened. Hello, hello, hello. So welcome back. Welcome to Coffee Break with Tarot by Laura González. My name is Laura González, and today we have oracles because it's Wednesday. It is Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah. Today's Wednesday. We have oracles, and it's gonna be a Stacy DeMarco marathon. Queen of the Moon Oracle, Divine Animals Oracle, Elemental Oracle, the Gospel of Iridia Oracle, and the Halloween Oracle. But Laura, it's June. Why are you doing Halloween? Because I do what I want. And I wanted to do a Stacy DeMarco marathon. Hello, Sarah and Laura. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So speaking of I do what I want, let's do the Divine Animals Oracle first and see what the animals have to say for us. I was telling you earlier that a party like a 25-year-old, and it's going to take me probably 50 hours to recover. Very extremely tired and aching. And it's just what happened when you're disabled and old. So, all right, may the divine let us see what needs to be seen, and may that information be used for the greater good of all. And we have the bison. We had the bison last week. And we are having the bison again. So that's interesting. Why are we getting a repeated message that we had last week? Let's see. We might need to revisit whatever it is that we were doing last week when we have the bison. On top of everything, my throat hurts as well. All right, bison. Ritual. Live with authenticity and peace. Do not live how other people wish you to live. Your life is yours. Bring the peace of ritual into our lives can heal us. Nourish yourself and develop habits that are beneficial and useful for you and your family. Hi, Richard. Welcome. So, as I was saying, we have the bison again. Live with authenticity and peace. Do not live how other people wish you to live. Your life is yours. Bringing the peace of ritual into our lives can heal us. Nourish yourself and develop habits that are beneficial and useful for you and your family. Hello, Alexa. Good morning or good afternoon. Must be like 7 o'clock over there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So that was the Divine Animals Oracle. Let's see what the Halloween Oracle has for us. I was thinking Guten Abend. Guten Abend. So it's not Guten Mor. How do you say morning? Morgan? Guten Morgen? Is that correct? And so this is Guten Abend. And am I pronouncing correctly? Morgan. Guten Morgen. All right, let's see what the Halloween Oracle has for us today. I know it's not Halloween, but I do what I want. Ooh, we have the vampire. We have the vampire. Which reminds me of darkness, which reminds me of Tezcatlipoca, which reminds me of certain people saying that they might have to travel to Chicago. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to tell you not to travel. Alexa says the language sounds harsh no matter if you pronounce correct or not. And so is the life of the German language. So it reads, should the vampire card appear in your reading, it might indicate that you are being drained in this way and the time has come for stronger boundaries. We need to be very aware of what gives us energy in our lives and what takes it away. We should be aware of needing people to need us and why we invite people like this into our homes, workplaces, lives, if indeed we have them around us. Excuse me. Developing emotional intelligence within ourselves help us defend against this kind of emotional and psychic attack and enable us to foster healthy, equal relationships of all kinds. That's a mouthful. The deepest, the coldest, the craving of the blood, the hole never filled, the longing like a flood. That is like the German language. That is kind of harsh. Whew. Okay, let's take a deep breath and read that one again. Should the vampire card appear in your reading, it might indicate that you are being drained in this way and the time has come for stronger boundaries. We need to be very aware of what gives us energy in our lives and what takes it away. We should be aware of needing people to need us and why we invite people like this into our homes, workplaces, and lives, if indeed we have them around us. Developing the emotional intelligence within ourselves helps us defend against this kind of emotional and psychic attack and enable us to foster healthy, equal relationships of all kinds. That little rhyme, and this is all about emotional intelligence, it says here. The deepest, the coldest, the craving of the blood, the hole never filled, the longing like a flood. I felt that one in my bones. I felt that one in my bones because, um, which is part of shadow work, you know, it's part of our deepest work. Um, a lot of people who do service for community is because these people want to feel wanted and needed. So with everything, as long as you are conscious of why you do the things you do, we are okay. But when we lose touch to our con- when we are not conscious of what we do think sometimes, that's when we get in trouble. Shadow work. You're here getting your oracles read. This is shadow work. And that's all we're going to be talking about on this Tezcatlipoca workshop. And honestly, guys, if you need to travel, you should like do it now. Hi, Becky. Becky says, glad I was able to catch your live video today. And then here is La Dancy Nancy, who also already clicked like on this Tezcatlipoca workshop. I'm not telling you it's gonna be the best workshop I ever give because I plan to live a long life, but I can tell you this is one that is gonna pack a real punch. I miss you too, honey. How are you? Mm. Anyway, let's see what's our next oracle. These are the elemental oracle cards. And of course, I have to remind you, right? All of the events that are already happening. So on the 8th, we have the Honor in the Moon, Tonantsin Mestli ceremony. That is a donation-based ceremony that happened in Pilsen. And June 9th, we have our Xochiquetzali, Decolonizing the Goddess class, part of the monthly Decolonizing the Goddess series that we're doing this year. Fear not, if you're busy that day, you can sign up and the recording will come to you minutes after we finish the class. And if you miss any of the prior classes, you can buy them on demand. You know, so you can just hit me up and tell me, hey, I want to watch this class or that class, and then I can send you the recording. All right, let's see what the Elemental Oracle has for us. Is it hot where you are? I'm sweating here. And I have a tiny little fan because of the noise. I don't appreciate very noisy fans, but I think it's time to bring the big one. So this is breath. Breath or breathe? I don't know. It's by context. I will know when I start reading. I think it's breath because this is talking about elements. The breath of life. And Becky, I haven't forgotten about going to Indiana with the workshops. Believe me, I'm working on it. So breath, focus on your breath. Allow it to guide you. Okay, let me start reading again. Focus on your breath. Allow it to guide your actions and flow. Fear often means breath holding. Let that all go. There is a place for slowing down your breath and being mindful of it. Take a deep breath and rethink your strategy. Take a deep breath and pause for a second before exhaling, which will train you to give yourself that little bit more time and space. The other time when we hold our breath is when we are in pain. And I know this too well because when I go to do my massage for my hands, and she's pressing on points that are very, very painful, I tend to hold my breath, and I have to remind myself that it's the opposite is what brings healing. Actually, deep breaths help the pain go away. But we brace ourselves, we stop breathing, and that brings about more pain. How metaphorical for life as well, right? So, breath, focus on your breath. Allow it to guide your actions and flow. Fear often means breath holding. Let that all go. There is a place for slowing down your breath and being mindful of it. Take a deep breath and rethink your strategy. Take a deep breath and pause a few seconds before exhaling, which will train you to give yourself a little bit more time and space. Ooh, Alexa says it's hot over there and they have no AC. You know who's on the same boat? Mexico. They say it's hot AF in Mexico, and people just don't have AC because people are not used to having AC. Because back in the day, you didn't need one in Mexico. And now it's so freaking hot that people are just, it's bad. It's bad, and people still have the nerve to say, like, what global warming? The one that we're causing, or planet? That one. That global warming, the one that we are doing by destroying the planet. If you have space, plant trees, plant flowers, plant plants, little plantitas, all the things that help with the production of oxygen and absorption of heat and to help the climate, because we are definitely not doing the best. By the way, speaking of climate and all those things that are extremely serious and really, really important, I want to give a shout out to Blue Marble, Reverend Charlotte Bear, who produces Blue Marble podcast that is part of the CSMP, the Circle Century Network podcast. Hello, Nurse Steph, Max, and Aline. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And anyway, Reverend Charlotte Bear has this podcast called Blue Marble. And within it, she often speaks about eco activism and the relationship of activism and spirituality. We all know, as indigenous people, we are stewards of the land. It's very in the forefront of indigenous cultures, but some of us are so far removed, and it's part of colonization, the industrialization, and most importantly, the deforestation. And that's why we have this extreme climates that are not the norm. And now this phenomenon is becoming more often. I remember growing up, and I'm old. Um, El Nino, that thing that happened in the ocean. People was like, "Oh my God, it's happening," and now it's like every year. So I think we still have time, and I think if we plant plantitas and if we foster a culture of maybe not eating other living entities and trying to conserve energy and don't have kids. That we also have an overpopulation, and we have a lack of equal distribution of goods. Oh my God. What they bring about this conversation? How hot it is. Yep. Anyway, you're here for oracles. But yeah, go listen to my throat is just destroyed. Go listen to Blue Marble, one of the podcasts that is part of the CSMP, part of the Circle Century Network podcast. I am the manager of the station. Bet you didn't know that. And since we were talking about Stacy DeMarco, Richard, the other day, you was asking about Stacy DeMarco, and we're gonna do a anchor show with Stacy DeMarco, Richard. So I think the first week of July, the first show of July for Lunatic Mondays is gonna be with Stacy DeMarco, talking about her oracles and all that kind of stuff. Yes, Charlotte Bear. All right, let's see what the Queen of the Moon Oracle has for us. This one stuck to my hand. We have surrender. Surrender. So ritual, vampire energy. Um, what was the one we just had? I can remember. And then surrender. Oh, breathe and surrender. I see a pattern. I see a pattern about peace and breathing and letting things happen. So surrender. Surrendering doesn't mean giving up. Let go of what you no longer need. Stop being stubborn about holding on to aspects of behaviors that don't align with who you are now. Stop struggling. Wow, this one came with everything. Raise your hand if you felt called in by the card of surrender. Wow. Wow. Surrender. Surrendering doesn't mean giving up. Let go of what no longer need. Let go of what you no longer need. Stop being stubborn about holding on to aspects and behaviors that don't align with you, with who you are now. Stop struggling. Here comes the affirmation, claim if you will. I let go. I surrender my struggle. I allow the universe to work through me. That's a good one. Okay, let's breathe and repeat. I let go. I surrender my struggle. I allow the universe to work through me. That's a beautiful, beautiful card. What did I say, Elgin, Becky? No, I know Indiana. We're going to Indiana. We're working on that. We're also going to Elgin by the end of June. Tickets are available. It's going to be a nice LIMPIAS workshop. If you missed the one, if you're in Chicago and missed it, if you live in Elgin or if you're in the suburbs and it was easier for you to go to Elgin for this workshop, then we're going to go offer it over there. So you can find everything on my link tree, linktr.ee/blue_witch. So linktree blue witch, linktree linktr.ee/blue_witch. The Magia Cerati still works, but let's introduce the Linktree Blue Witch so we can, because that is the one that I can share all over the place. Because Facebook, we don't want to talk about that anymore. That's old news. And we are here being told to let go. So let that go. Last card of today. Last card of today. Let's ask the goddess to give us our last piece of advice for the weekend, for the middle of the week. The goddess, ooh, this one stuck to my hand and didn't let go. Truth. Truth. Which we have gotten quite often this year. I don't know who of you, probably all of us, working really hard on healing, because the card of truth has come out a number of times this year. Seek the truth. Search your heart and your mind. You might not know all the facts of a situation. Do your due diligence regarding an important issue. Neither spread nor listen to gossip. Foster and celebrate your authenticity. Apologize if you've been wrong. Richard says, let's let go and move forward. That's the idea. It's telling us to keep trucking. What does fact have to do with truth? It is said. What you see with your heart might be debated by your head. We can weave it and change it, bend it like light, make laws to contain it, illuminate it to make it right. So seek the truth, search your heart and your mind. You might not know all the facts of a situation. Do your due diligence regarding an important issue. Neither spread nor listen to gossip. Foster and celebrate your authenticity. Apologize if you've been wrong. What does fact have to do with truth? It is said. What you see with your heart might be debated by your head. We can weave it and change it, bend it like light, make laws to contain it, illuminate it to make it right. There you have it, folks. That is all the oracles for this week of June 1st, the first Wednesday of June, and it was Stacy DeMarco Marathon, and she's gonna be on our show on July. It's a pre-recording, it's an anchor show, but I have so many shows that played once and then they never play it again, so it's good to dust them off and bring them out and have them replay, especially for people like Richard that never heard that one. That was from 2020. Of course, you didn't hear it. We didn't know each other back then. But I also want to say thank you for the people who are sending tips. It means a lot to me, guys. It really does when you open your wallet and say, you know what, Laura is giving us some good service, so I'm just gonna buy her a cup of coffee or something. Um, for a long, long time, I was close to that idea. I was like, no, but then I'm like, you know what? Why not? If you all want to show your gratitude, who am I to stop you? So thank you all so much for sending tips. I gotta go. I'm burning here. Love you all. I will see you Friday with the tarot for the weekend. Go to my link tree, find all the events, come if you can, travel if you need to. Uh, the Tezcatlipoca, I can tell you it's gonna be on July. That's what I can tell you. I cannot tell you exactly the date or anything yet because we're still working on it. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Bright blessings, say Richard. My friends, you are loved. Bye bye.